away we go on a Friday edition of the Tall Can Audio Podcast. Matt Robinson with you as always in the TCA studio in beautiful Bytown, Canada. Sitting across the table from beautiful Andy Nita. What's happening, man?
I'm cooling down in probably my favorite podcast studio in the country.
Wow.
And
we'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many other podcast studios you've visited around
I'm not
the
going to
country.
tell you. I'm just going to pump some air in your tires
for what it
there
is.
And
yeah. We're on social media at Tall Can Audio. Give us a follow there and subscribe to the pod wherever you're hearing us. Andy, as he often does, as quite the gentleman, brought beer. What are we starting with here, man?
we're going to start with Poor Decisions.
We always do.
Which is it's a porter ale running around 6.8%. The beer was designed initially to blend with coffee that was generously donated from the Ottawa Valley Coffee Company, and I think they have multiple locations like Pembroke, Renfrew, Arnprior, Almont. Shameless endorsement there.
Yes.
But I mean, they gave me free coffee for this. So the second beer that we'll be having, it'll be fun for us to do like the contrast.
Sure.
We'll have the coffee in it. And it's quite a different beer.
Okay.
So it's fun.
Well, let's get into this. I like this. See, I've been on your website a few different times here recently, and I've had eyes on this. And I keep telling myself, I got to get over there. Got to grab a couple of those porters because this is new. You've done porters before. I think this is the first time for this one, though, is it not?
Yeah, and I wanted to.
What was the other? Percy Mapleton.
Yeah,
I wanted the other porter.
I had to move away from that because I was just getting so many complaints from people.
What?
About
getting them drunk too fast?
Yeah.
Because you did that to Rob and I in here one night.
Oh, no, people were upset that they're like, there's not enough maple flavor. Oh. And I'm like,
it doesn't say anywhere on here there's going to be any maple.
Yeah.
It's just
it's just Percy Mapleton. And then read the side story about it.
Yep.
And it's about like a British dude that killed someone on a train.
Yep.
And he was the first person to ever make it onto like a wanted poster doing like one of those like crime sketches. And I thought that was fun. I did it for Halloween ages ago.
Yes.
And I've been fielding questions from people about like, why is there not more maple flavor? And I was like, that's it, I'm done. Rebrand.
It's just his name. I can't help you. It's not a maple beer.
Rebrand.
You have, I remember you came in here with that. I don't remember if it was around Halloween or not. I don't remember a lot of things from that night, Andy, because you brought a bunch of them.
Perfect.
And you didn't bother to tell me or Rob when we started out that it was like, that was a big boy beer too. Was it not like 8% or?
Yeah, it was a bigger one.
Yeah.
That was up in the 8s.
It was a lot. So we each crashed through a few of them, and then you happened to slide it in. Oh no, that explains a lot.
But probably one of the better podcasts that we had done together.
Almost certainly.
If I recall.
Correctly. And I'm not sure I do. Yeah. I always reference the one where you showed up here. You were kind enough to sponsor our Grey Cup week in 2017 when that was here in Ottawa. And you showed up on a Monday with a whack of beer because we were going to have guests every night,
right,
football related.
Yeah.
And so you had brought beer to kind of keep the conversation flowing all week. And then the three of us did the show. And then the three of us moved to the kitchen. And the three of us stayed in the kitchen for a very long time. And then on the Tuesday, we had to replace a lot of the beer because it didn't survive very long. The three of us put 100 on it. So don't remember a lot of details about that show either.
A lot of great conversations were had.
Yes. Brilliant ones, I'm sure.
Yeah. We probably solved many of the world's problems. and we probably had a solution at the time to prevent Alberta from separating as well. Like we were very forward thinking.
Oh, yeah. You know what might come up in a decade or so? We should get on top of this.
We should have some strategies for that. But so the biggest thing that I have to try and do tonight is make sure that however much that we drink together, it's not that much that I'm unable to brew tomorrow. So I am going to brew tomorrow.
Okay.
Our Blonde Ale 1012.
Oh, nice.
That's sold out faster than usual, which is good.
Yeah.
So I got to get it in the tank because I only have some can stock left, and I'm out of keg stock. So
I want to. You're here at a fascinating time. I am making my debut tomorrow, which is Friday, on 580 CFRA.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I'm going to listen.
I've been on a couple different radio stations in town, but never this one before. And a guy I know there, because we were talking in the green room, forming relationships, right? Getting to know people. You never know where it might pop up as an advantage or whatever else. Anyway, this guy reached out to me and he said, we've been doing a couple of segments on the new Doug Ford led, there are certain parks around town you can drink in now, right? And in that spirit, they wanted somebody who knew pretty well the Ottawa craft beer market or craft beer selection and give 4 or 5 suggestions on beers to try. And they asked me to come up with 4 in town and 1 more in the region as opposed to in town. So I figured over the course of our conversation here, you could probably help me out. I know you know your beer better than I do, certainly.
Yeah.
But if I was to, as I often am wont to do, shout out a Nita Beer on 580 CFRA on Friday.
It's a logical choice.
What would a nice beer be that you would want, that you would suggest, this is a good hangout in the park beer?
You know what? Given the last 2 days of just this sticky Ottawa weather.
I don't want to go outside in the park. It's humid, man.
We're moving towards more of it, right? This is just a taste.
Yep.
I would say, I'm going to be looking at beers that are very light body, hopefully with a lot of flavor, not too much alcohol, because that's you don't. Let's say we're targeting like 4.5-5% would be my max on that. I'm looking at sours and probably lagers or session IPAs and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, having had other people's beers, I would say the Flora Hall
was just there a couple weeks ago.
They have a nice Pilsner, which would be which is
crushable.
It's going to be nice in the park.
Yeah. What about a Nita Beer?
Oh, for Nita Beer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. You know what?
Let's start with number 1.
Shamelessly, I would suggest that, and we just canned it today. Our Hans lager.
Oh, it's a good beer.
It's a nice, easy drinking German lager, around 4.2%, and it's I won't tell you how many I had this afternoon on the patio, but enough. And I could have kept going, but I was like, I got to be somewhat responsible,
sure,
so that I'm
so you can tomorrow.
I have to be coherent
and
for
podcast
the show,
presentable
for the show.
Yeah.
But another one, and I would suggest is our pineapple sour, which the latest. So I've adjusted the recipe. So I've got to rebrand it. I don't want to call it a rattler anymore because that wouldn't be true to do so. Because we're no longer adding fruit or juice to it. We're getting some really amazing pineapple flavors in the beer from a yeast that I get out of Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
That's, it's called something, pineapple something. But anyway, you ferment it at a bit of a higher temperature and it really busts out with pineapple flavor. And then just using a shitload of Victoria's Secret hops, or they call it Vic Secret.
Right. For copyright reasons.
Yeah, of course. And they also produce a lot of really nice, pineapple hop aroma and flavor. So we're getting the beer. I think the next time we brew it, we'll just hit it with more hops. We're getting nice natural pineapple flavor without actually adding pineapple, which gives us more shelf stability. And that is super crushable. I find sour beers, because we also make them a bit more effervescent, just make them kind of fun soda pop that kind of help soften your brain a bit. It's fun.
I'm not sure that's what I need, but yeah. What is the status right now? Because I didn't know the Hans was coming back. That is a great summer beer. What is the status right now of the light? Are you doing that right now, or are you done with it? I know you had it a little while ago.
We still have some kicking around, and I think, and it's a fun beer. It's also running at 4.2%.
Yep.
It's a little bit more fruity than the Hans.
But it's
Hans.
beauty in the summer.
It's nice
and
drinking.
The thing that Rob and I always talk about that one that you do up is it doesn't have that thin watery feel to it that you associate with a light beer, right? It's still got some body to it, which is nice.
Yeah, we like to keep it light to medium on that. But yeah, I mean, if you're drinking craft beer, you want to know that you're drinking craft beer.
Yeah.
You don't want to say like, well, why am I paying a premium for a delicious local product, but it comes off, like, let's say, a macro light lager.
Yeah, like a Mick Light or a Michelob Ultra or something. Not really looking for that.
I'm not going to point fingers at anybody. I'll let you do that.
I'll do that.
That way,
I'll happily do it. That's all we do around
here. I don't get hit with any type of litigation. But
no. Anybody else come to mind outside of your own walls that a nice drink it in the park beer when you're thinking around town or slightly out of town in the region?
You know who I'm going to name two.
Okay.
Cartwright Springs make a really nice ale with ginger that I know that Andre forages on his property. It's like a wild ginger.
Oh, wow.
And it's really pleasant. And the reason I bring that up is because we also do like an amber ale with ginger, which is nice and light and summery.
Yep.
But his is it's lovely. If we have to talk about somebody else's beer, his is really nice. I'm not sure what Cold Bear's got going on out there in Arnprior right now, but
they normally make pretty nice stuff.
Oh, they do. Yeah. Like I'm always really happy with when I go to visit and have some beers that they put out some good stuff. So if you can make the trip outside of Ottawa,
this is what they're asking me for is one, some around town and then at least one kind of just out of town around the region. So that'll fit the fit the mold.
And it's hard though too. Like who's left in Ottawa, right? Because we're seeing a lot of breweries closing down.
Yeah.
You know what? I would give it a shout out to Dominion City. Like I mean, they're Town and Country is a nice, light, easy drinking blonde ale.
Okay.
And I can speak from experience quite recently because I was in a couple of bonspiels at the end of my curling season, and at one of the clubs that we were playing at, Dominion was sponsoring the event, and because I was in it for the long haul, I was like, well, what do we got that's a little bit lower
Not
alcohol?
Not going to kick my ass.
And I was enjoying it. It was very, very easy drinking. It was light. It was refreshing. And after about 10 of those, then I moved on to something a little bigger from another brewery I won't mention because that's not refreshing for the summer.
Well, this is it, right? Like I was, and this guy knows me. He's like, maybe I'm not hitting you at the right time. Like you're a winter beer guy. Like I can tell you the best stouts and porters around town, right? Like I'm a dark beer kind of guy. That's not what everybody's looking for to drink in the park in June and July. It's always stout season for me, but not for everybody else. I'm glad you brought up Dominion City. Like I didn't want to be a hopeless cliche, but the sun split will never steer you wrong either, right? Like
for me, I find
like
because it's a higher alcohol.
Yes.
Like I would drink that in air conditioning 100% all year round.
Yeah.
But I think for me, like even I'm not going to go into one of my IPAs at a higher alcohol on a hot summer day when it's like my
when you're
skin
sitting there
is
at
dripping off me, right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's not a cooler beer.
Yeah.
For outdoors.
That's a fair enough point.
But it's a good beer.
It is a good beer. It's just we're trying to stay on the assignment at hand, right?
Yeah,
good for drinking in a park.
Let's drink that inside.
I was talking to a couple of family members, Andy, and I doubt this will come up on the radio because you never know who's listening. I think my listeners know who we are, so that's okay. Yeah. But I was talking to a couple of people who wanted to, it was a nice day, and there was a park nearby, and they'd been kind of cooped up in this little condo downtown for a while. So I said, why don't we go out to the park here? We'll just sit down, and one of them ran over to the closest little liquor store just a block or so away and grabbed a couple things, sat down, had a couple of beers, nothing serious, then went back inside. And they were far from the only ones doing it. They said that someone at like the next table had like a full-size igloo cooler and going to town, enjoying their afternoon on a Saturday there in late May or whatever it would have been as the weather was turning nicer. And they went back inside and looked up how many parks in Ottawa, this was permitted, and it turns out the one they were sitting in was not actually one of the ones who were supposed to be drinking it. So.
Well, I'm going to say this of any of the parks in Ottawa and any of the parks outside of the Ottawa area, you can drink beer in all of them.
As long as you're careful, as long as you're smart about it.
As long as you're discreet, until you get caught.
This is it.
Right?
And even the guy with the giant cooler who wasn't particularly, inconspicuous, you're not bugging anybody. As long as you sit there quiet, you're not starting shit. Like, it should be fun. But they were sort of like, well, let's try this new thing. No, we're in the wrong park. Now, it did not stop them from floating the same idea the next afternoon and going back. Once you've had a park beer, apparently it's... I remember back in the very early days of the pandemic, as we all do, Andy. So that would have been, March? By May or June, they wanted... Like, people were desperate to get outside. And I remember seeing in Toronto... At one of the outdoor city parks, they had drawn circles on the grass that were socially distanced, right? Like your little group can sit here and your little group can sit here and you'll be 6 feet apart. And you'll be whatever. But I think that was like a test pilot for this. Like I think they wanted people to be able to get outside. So they're like, yeah, fine, go ahead and drink while you're there. But stay in your little circle. Like don't get too close to anybody. So.
Well, what's interesting, I remember when I was in university... and during breaks and stuff like that, I would travel a lot. But I spent a lot of time traveling more to Europe. And I mean...
Look at this guy.
Well, it's OSAP.
Kind of
OSAP.
a big deal. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, OSAP. Let's say in Germany or in Britain, two prime examples. Like you could be walking around with open alcohol.
Yep.
And as long as you're not being a heat bag, like it's fine. And I think the same should be true here. Like if you're conducting yourself in a way that's, making other people uncomfortable, then maybe you shouldn't be drinking open alcohol.
Sure.
But if you're just, let's say, cruising down to the Dépanneur to get a pack of, gummy bears, and, you started a beer and you're like, I can't wait for the gummy bears. I want them right now, but I'm not finished my beer. You should be able to stroll down with your beverage.
Yep.
Get your gummy bears, stroll back, and as long as you're not, doing anything that harms others... then I don't have
it was like that. I know it's like that in Vegas, but anything goes in Vegas. I was in the Bahamas one time, and you could just walk into a convenience store and grab one of those little pre-mixed rum and cokes and just keep walking, right? Like just up the sidewalk. And I know that's more still a vacation kind of hotspot, but most people are just carrying on with their day. Like nobody's bugging anybody, nobody's whatever else. I do think in North America in general here, at least Canada, the United States, we're a little more prudish about these things.
No. Except Quebec. I think Quebec's got it
Quebec's,
right. They've nailed
Quebec's out in front of us on a bunch of things here, man.
I know. We should get more Quebecers into the federal level of government and impose these great ideas at the provincial level. Say, you must do this.
There you go.
Be more awesome.
Be more awesome is reasonable advice. Right? People should be running on that platform in politics across the country. Look, I know you got a couple of things to promote here, man. It is not too far off from Father's Day. What's happening? What's happening around the brewery for Father's Day?
Well, first of all, I want to say that Father's Day, having 3 children of my own, is probably, it should be celebrated as the most important day of the year for all of us.
Yes.
Right? Fathers are awesome.
Yes.
So some fun stuff that we're doing around the brewery is...
I, up until 24 hours ago, thought Father's Day was this Sunday. It was my sister who was like... I said, like, what are you thinking for Dad around Father's Day? Like, coming up. And, we should probably get on whatever we're going to do here, any kind of gift idea or anything like that, because my dad is impossible to shop for, like most dads. And she's like, it's not this Sunday. I'm like, it absolutely is this Sunday. She's like, it's not. And we're having this argument that we don't have to have. Like, you can use any calendar, any whatever. And it turns out I'm wrong, which is not that uncommon. And she goes, so... we can have this emergency conversation a week from now. Let's still just punt it off a week and see what happens. So anyway, the reason I bring it up is you had messaged me earlier in the week saying, let's get together for a pint, a pod, and talk about some Father's Day things. And then you suggested Thursday. I'm like, man, he's leaving it to the last minute. But it turns out you're not. You've still got over a week. So.
No, and this is pretty surreal for my wife, is that I've at least planned 10 days ahead
This is it.
to something
You're out
we
in
have
front
to
of it,
execute
yeah.
on.
You're on top of this.
But yeah, we're putting together basically, I'm piggybacking on an already good idea. We'd been asked to supply 4 different beers to the Parliament of Canada. So what they're doing internally for members of Parliament and all the staff that support Parliament, we did 4 beers that they're going to put together to create their own Father's Day pack to sell internally. So only available to
Big wigs.
yeah, the big shots, the big shots. And we submitted some beers that were sampled amongst others, and our beers were selected, which we're thankful that we were chosen.
Yeah.
And there were some lovely people from marketing that we sat down with, and we chatted, and they came up with some pretty pimp labels, which you can share with your fans, because if I've given you the beers with the artwork.
Yeah,
on
we'll throw that up on our social medias there. Audio.
I think you're the only mortal human that does not affiliate with Parliament that has them right now. So consider yourself.
We're kind of a big deal around
special.
here. Yeah, very special.
So we're pretty stoked about that, and so I'd asked for I asked for permission. I said, listen, can I sell a small number of these with your labels on it and say that, we're the official beer of Parliament?
Yeah.
And they said, you can sell the beers, but you can't say you're the official beer of Parliament.
We'd really rather people not know Parliament has a sponsored brewery.
But
that's beautiful, though.
So it's kind of fun. So we're gonna sell these in a limited numbers, and then the other thing we're going to do is allow people who love their fathers. Deserving fathers, of course.
Sure.
To build up. If 4 beers are not enough, if your father is worth more than that to you,
and I know he can handle that. He needs at least 4, much like myself and whatever else. Yeah.
For at least a short afternoon. We're going to partner with a couple of other local businesses, and most of them are local coffee roasters, where you can pair, let's say, those beers with a bag of coffee or multiple bags of coffee. And the last thing we're trying to get in there, and I'm working with a friend of mine that works just across the parking lot. He does custom embroidery
at 190 Colonnade Road.
Is we might bang off some limited edition hats.
Oh yeah,
where it'll be like a Nita Beer hat, and then it'll be like FD26 on, like we'll put it on there, so it's a Father Day 26.
Okay.
Kind of thing, and that way it's kind of unique to the pack, and you can kind of just keep adding
limited
elements
edition.
on, and so if you got a limited budget, then you could maybe the 4 beers. But if, let's say, you're a member of Parliament and you want to just drop some more dollars into
taxpayer dollars,
my 3 sons' college fund, then you can just keep adding on all the fun stuff. So it's not live yet. I've got to put the product online over the weekend and get all the pricing, everything done. But probably starting on Monday, we'll send out a mailer to subscribers to our emailer.
Okay.
And then we'll start posting on social media. It'll be live on the website, and then it's a lot of fun, I think. And it's gonna be some tasty stuff. I know all the roasters personally, and I think one of the things we'll do is say, like, let's get the Ottawa Valley Coffee Porter into your Father's Day pack as an add-on with the coffee.
Sure.
And we'll price it so it's, obviously you're saving money, to buy them together rather than separate.
Yep.
It'll be fun stuff.
So these are 4 beers that already exist in the Nita Beer universe, but with new labels. And can you tell us which of the 4 beers are in there?
Yeah. So there's the brown ale, 5 Fingers.
Yep. A personal favorite.
It's here's just some fun facts.
Yep.
We are rebranding it, because that's another one of those things. Like, people are like, what does 5 Fingers mean? And they people tend to drift to the vulgar side of. So we want to
brown.
Yeah. Why are there 5 fingers? And what's happening here?
Okay.
And so we want to get away from that negative image.
Yeah.
That people are A lot of people are in the gutter, so we're going to lift this beer out of the gutter. We came up with the name Fat Fozzy. So PH, sure. Fat, PHOZY. Unless it's a double.
Sure, no one will turn that dirty.
Yeah, Fat Fozzy. What's like Fozzy there? Okay. Waka waka. Anyway,
good old Muppet.
So we commissioned a local artist to come up with a little caricature of a big brown bear having a pint of beer.
I like that.
And he's laying on his back having a good time. We're still like I've got the vector art, and my wife's kind of like, well, do we want to project an image of gluttony? And I was like, well, yes, I think we do. Like he's
Craft
drinking.
Beer drinkers know who they are.
The bear is drinking that much beer because it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, I get that.
So there'll be a bit of a rebrand. So yeah, there's the brown ale. We have the pineapple sour. We've got our 1012 blonde ale is in there, and then our new, and I'm saying improved because there's no American content in it.
Yeah,
OPA IPA. So
one of my favorites.
I had a bit of a challenge trying to work with a lot of Ontario and Quebec hop yards to try and find the right blend of hops to get OPA back to that original sort of taste, because we were using Citra hops, which are like one of those proprietary hops. No one else grows it. It's a very unique taste. And it's only available out of the United States. And,
so you've been tinkering a little bit.
Yeah, and I think we've got it right to where we want it. It's citrusy enough. It's resinous enough. Mm-hmm. It's as close as it's going to get to the original without... some people have actually said, and I agree, that it's probably better than the original. Like, it's really got, it's a bit of a new character.
Yeah.
But it still leans on what the old beer was, like the idea of having something that's got some nice caramely malt character, some residual sweetness that marries with some bitterness and some fun resin and citrus. It is outside of my Cranshaw. It's the favorite IPA that we do, and it's.
I really like it a lot too, and it took me a shock. Again, as not a very smart person, it took me a shockingly long time to OPA, IPA, Ottawa.
Oh, I get it. See what I did there?
Yeah, no, I didn't, and then I did. So, I want to talk to you a little bit more about the pack because we haven't made our way through some of the art yet. I want to ask you about that, but I think we need a new beer. Do we not?
We do.
We do.
So let's do the porter now with coffee.
Yeah. So we are having a second one here, and it is, well, I'll let you tell me about it, but it is based on the same one we just had, which was the 6.8% porter. What did you say that one was? Oh, the
Poor Decisions.
Poor Decisions. So this one is a variation on that.
Yeah. So this one we call the Ottawa Valley Coffee Valley Brew, and as a beer style, it's a coffeed porter ale.
Okay.
So what we did is our friends Josh and Lisa, who are the founders of Ottawa Valley Coffee and friends of the brewery, they generously donated some of their cold brew coffee that they brew.
Right.
And we blended it with about 400. Yeah, it was 400 or 450 liters, if my memory serves me with challenge, of our beer, of the Poor Decision. And it's, when you taste it, you're going to see, it's, the original beer had a soft coffee note from just the, I heard that.
Oh, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Thirsty.
Just from the specialty malts that we're using, right? Because they're so dark, they're gonna provide some, coffee and some mild, sort of nutty and chocolatey notes. But with the addition of the coffee, the coffee comes front and center.
It does. It's up front on the palate a little bit, not in an overpowering way, but in a really pleasant, hey Matt, welcome to your beer kind of way, right?
It's really lovely.
Lovely is a nice word for it.
It's lovely.
Yeah, it is lovely.
They're just very palate soothing.
Well, so what's interesting about this, I think you were telling me in the green room there before we fired up, is the one we had first was 6.8%, and this is just 6.5, right?
Yeah, like I put that into a spreadsheet where you do like a dilution. It says here's like the alcohol going in, dilute it with this volume, and it was actually So this approximately, I rounded it down slightly because.
So is that because for the layman here, like myself, who doesn't understand how beer is put together, just likes to drink it, is that like the coffee is taking up space in the beer?
It's diluting it,
right?
It's just diluting it, and for us to be compliant, and we always love being compliant in everything that we do, of course, that when we're doing our labeling, we have to be within 0.5 plus or minus of the actual alcohol.
Yeah.
So I think when we did the math, it actually worked out to be like 6.54. So I'm not going to put 6.54.
You're not
if
rounding
you remember,
this off
like
to pi or whatever.
Yeah, like when you think of like when we were kids, doing elementary math, like if it's 4, you round down.
Yes.
If it's 6 or 5 or 6, you round up.
Right.
So anyway, just rounded it down, and we're in compliance.
Now, as a man in my 40s, I'm used to rounding down when I step on the scale, right? Like, well, that's close enough to.
That's like 189. So that's 160.
Yeah, exactly. This is nice though. Like the coffee is there. One of the things I wanted to ask you, because you've used the term twice now, is that this is a porter ale. Is that different than a porter itself, or is it just the full term that most people don't use?
Porter is a style. So a lot of people say, "Yeah, give me a porter," but a porter is an ale. So we're just. I think it helps to over communicate with people. So I'm trying to get away from.
I've been drinking dark beer on this show for a decade here, Andy. I did not know that porter ale is the full term. So it does help to over communicate. Like you taught me something here tonight.
Right. I'm going to open my beer now.
By all means.
There you go.
Keep up here, friend.
Well, I'm quick.
I know.
So I was giving you a head start.
Quick on the draw.
I'm a bit of a pro.
I do know this about you.
To some's delight and to others' disappointment.
Sure.
It depends on who you are.
But the coffee in this is not an overpowering coffee, but it's really there in a pleasant way, in a lovely way, as you suggested. It's up front on the palate. I find sometimes in a stout, it kind of catches you more on the tail end of your sip or of the palate. I don't know why that is, but here it seems a little more... and again, not because it's like overly strong, but it just seems to arrive a little earlier than it does in certain coffee stouts. And again, I know this is a porter or a porter ale. Now I know. And knowing is knowledge is power.
It's a coffeed porter ale.
These are important details, man. I went to your brewery there a year ago when you were brewing up the 10th anniversary beer for Tall Can Audio. And I watched you do some things. I still have no idea how beer is made, but I was around while it was made. I was in the room and watching you work very hard, man. But I know each beer has its own science behind it, essentially, right? They're all done a little bit differently. And
well, I'm going to be honest with you. I like darker beers.
Yeah.
They yield...
It's a safe place to say that, man.
Way more character. They generally are more shelf stable. They'll last longer in a can. Because of the dark grains, they're more averse to oxidation. So if let's say, depending on your canning system, such as mine, which is, it's not a counter pressure fill, it's an open air, you're always going to have an issue of what you call dissolved oxygen getting into the beer.
Okay.
We do our best to reduce it.
Yep.
But the nice thing is with darker beers, they're kind of resilient to it. So you don't have that kind of aging effect on darker beers in a negative way that you would, let's say, on an IPA. Because if you look at, let's say, all those hop additions that create all those big flavors, they tend to be more volatile.
Okay.
And when you have that dissolved oxygen in there, or what we call DO, it breaks the beer down, and it doesn't make it taste like a can of poop. But what it does is it just kind of starts to mute and reduce, let's say, the impact of all those delicious hops that you put in there. So
Rob and I had been kicking this around a little bit because, like I said, you did a beautiful job for us brewing the beautiful Bytown 10% dark IPA on our 10th anniversary last year. And I was curious if properly refrigerated after, we'd kicked this around because he and I both bought a bunch of it. How long would it live in a fridge? Like, how long would it be fine if properly refrigerated? And
you know what? When we were doing growler filling, actually, we were growler filling again, more for a niche thing. But when growler filling was the principal way for us to package and push beer out the door,
I got a whole bunch of your growlers sitting out in my cupboard here from those days.
Don't bring them back. Just throw them off the balcony.
No, I still use them sometimes.
Perfect. Don't bring them back to the brewery.
Okay, fair enough.
I have a shipping container of these things. I'm trying to find a way to move them out the door.
I saw on your latest Nita mailing list, which you can sign up for at nitabeer.com, that said, if you're coming in as part of the monthly, I forget what you guys call it, but your growler club, essentially.
Yep.
You don't have to bring the growler back.
Yeah, don't. Just take it to the beer store, get 40 cents, and do Andy a favor.
Right.
And I'm really incentivizing people to come and get beer monthly, so to help me clear out my shipping container, because I got other things I got to put in there. They're taking up space in the brewery. Is that there is a volume discount when you look at the cost per liter of buying it from us in a growler is less than buying it any other way in any other mechanism that we push through the brewery. So please buy growler beer.
Yeah.
And get the bottles
it's
out
fresh.
of the brewery.
It's nice that way. But to come back, how long would a beer like that 10% dark IPA survive if properly refrigerated?
Okay, we're coming back to that.
I'm coming around.
So when we were growler filling, every once in a while, we would lose, let's say, a beer. A growler would get stuck somewhere and we would lose it. And then we would find it. And I remember one time we found one of our brown ales. I was like, this beer is like 18 months old. Do you think it's still good? And so me and the staff were like, let's give it a go. And you know what? It's fine.
Okay.
But that being said, like when you're bottle filling, the shelf life on a beer like that is going to be better preserved because we're counter pressure filling. So you kind of purge out all the oxygen, and then you fill it with beer and displace the CO2 that you use to displace the oxygen. And then basically you don't have anything there breaking down the beer. But then a brown ale obviously is a darker beer than a lager.
Sure.
So a lager would not do as well because you generally flavor lagers a bit more with hops than malts. So then, and we've had this too, where we've gone into canned beer that we said let's shelve this for 6 to 8 months and see what we get. What I found is that you get a beer that tastes kind of grainy, but you've lost that floral, spicy character depending on the types of hops that you're using.
Right.
So, but the nice thing is it's not gone to second fermentation and turned into a bomb.
No.
Well, the reason for me that feels good.
Yeah.
But it's the reality is we know that because the type of canner that we have, and basically how it works is like we've got cans without a lid on it. They move through the process. The first stage of filling is you've got like 3 little dip tubes that go into 3 separate cans. They try and displace the air with CO2, and then they quickly move forward. And then you put your beer filling tubes in there, and they start filling the can with beer. The way that the filler heads close, they kind of slowly close, so they create like foam and disruption. So the reason for that is if you're creating foam, you're basically releasing CO2 from the beer. So things are leaving and not coming in. And then the lid goes on, and if you've done it correctly, you've got foam kind of oozing out of the can as the lid goes on. And as the lid's coming on, we're still putting like a little bit of a curtain of CO2 in there with a little injector.
Okay.
And then ideally what we're trying to do is things are leaving the beer, not going into the beer.
Right.
And it reduces the amount of oxygen that can get in there, but it's still at the same time, oxygen is always going to find its way in there because it's not a counter pressure system, right? So there's always a shelf life.
Okay.
And so when I'm trying to brew, I'm trying to do so much in kegs and do so much in cans so that, in let's say a cycle of brewing, that I'm out of kegs and cans at the same time, and that it's about a month and a half cycle. And I'm hoping that within that month and a half, people have purchased and consumed that beer, rather than, let's buy a can of beer and put it into our beer cellar and see what happens after 2 years from now. It's like, don't do that. Craft beer
is meant to be had fresh.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Drink fresh.
So the reason I bring it up, because I have ulterior motives, as always. I mentioned that you had brewed up that anniversary beer for us, and both Rob and I bought flats. We had a nice event there that you guys were kind enough to host for us. We had a bunch of other people who picked up a bunch of it, but I've become kind of precious about it to the point where I have 4 left, and I'm just like, there has to be an occasion now, right? Like, I don't want to drink the last of our 10th anniversary beer on just some random Tuesday watching the Jays get their dicks kicked by the Red Sox or something, which is happening too often, Andy. It's a whole other conversation. How long can I safely do that? Or should I just drink that beer? And 10th, it is a 10%, for the good listener who may not be familiar, a 10% dark IPA.
So
it's been in the fridge the entire time. At
that level of alcohol,
that's what I was
the amount of like really like rich dark grains in there. It was unfiltered though, but at the same time, it was fermented down to a final gravity, and we made sure that it was stable.
Mm-hmm. You can say it. If it's already gone bad, I should have drank it.
Well, it's because we haven't, we drank everything at the brewery.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to know without actually testing it, so I don't want to go on the record and say, it's great for a billion years. But that being said, there are breweries, that will age, a high alcohol stout for a decade, and then they'll sell it.
Yeah.
But it's under different conditions.
Sure.
It hasn't been canned.
Right.
So like I said, there is some volatility that comes in with canning.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know what I
did offer one to a buddy 2-3 weeks ago, and he had one just because he was in town and hadn't had a chance to have it on the actual anniversary. He didn't say anything to me about it destroying his stomach or anything like that. So.
I wouldn't worry about it being not being safe for human consumption. I like with anything that's unfiltered, which your beer was. Mm-hmm. I would just be worried about, let's say, a secondary fermentation. That's always my biggest worry. So what I would be doing is grab the can every once in a while and give it a bit of a squeeze. Mm-hmm. If it starts to feel like it's getting more and more firm, then it means
it's turning into a bomb.
It's changing. It's changing.
Okay,
but. I think the last can of that I drank was probably in February.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. To me, it's become a bit of a sentimental thing, right? Like, I don't want to just piss it away for no reason. And yet, it's a beer. It's going to go back. At some point, you have to just...
I think what you have to do, though, is just commit to consuming it. And then we agree that every year we do another tall can beer.
Yeah.
But we increase the percentage... until we get into barley wine status. And then I've already got your collaboration.
Okay.
So one of the neighbors that moved into us next to the brewery, this guy James, he's a lovely fella. Mm-hmm. He has a golf sim, and this guy's a lot of fun. He
like one of those big screens with the simulator. That's cool.
Like the TrackMan ones.
Yeah.
And so he started this because he was kind of thinking about, you know what, I want to just do something other than what I'm doing. And so what his day job is, he works in a Hollywood CGI. And so the latest project that he worked on that he was telling me about is he worked on the movie Michael, where is a documentary about Michael Jackson. Yep. And basically...
Just came out not too long ago, I believe.
I watched it. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And so, because I wanted to see what kind of work he does. And I think he did a great job. Is I guess the actor playing Michael Jackson is related to Michael Jackson.
Oh,
and he has one nose, right? And so through the movie, what James's job is that as Michael Jackson went through his transformation, so did the actor.
Okay.
So he basically, frame by frame, was digitally changing his nose.
Holy shit.
And he was like, it was so tedious.
I can only imagine.
And so I need to get out. So he opened up the golf thing. So and I said to him, like, and he already designed the label for this. Mm-hmm. He wants to do like in the name of his business is Bandit Golf.
Okay.
He wants to do a Bandit golf beer.
And that's in the same plaza on Colonnade that you guys
just
are?
$2 down from me.
Okay, there you go. So right there near 190 Colonnade Road.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, let's do a collaboration beer. Mm-hmm. You know, what do you want to do? But if you just want to choose like one of the bears I'm already making and we'll put your label on it, I'm happy to do that too.
Yeah, 100%.
And he goes, well, maybe that's probably the easiest road because I really like barley wine. And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So maybe what we do is I'll tell him, you know, you keep your business going until Tall Can
Oh my God.
gets to 15 years.
I don't know if
Or
I
is
got
it
it in
14
me.
years? Maybe it's 14. It would have to be 14. I'm trying to remember. I think once you get to like 14 and a half or 15% alcohol, then you can you're a barley wine. And that changes like
Yeah.
how I have to sell everything.
Well, this is it. I remember our friend Ian over at Whippersnapper. He found our show for the first time because every year that the Leafs would get eliminated in the playoffs, which was fairly predictable, I would go out because I would have this big flag hanging off the balcony here outside my place and do the flag lowering ceremony. And I would do it that night because I would not give the good people of Ottawa the satisfaction of driving by the next morning after the Leafs had been and seeing like, ha, stupid Leaf. No, I would go out at night and do it. And I would just put on like Bluetooth headphones, my AirPods or whatever else, and I would stream of consciousness my thoughts on the Leafs in that moment. And so Ian found me through that show, and as a Sens guy, loved hearing my suffering. And so for a few years, he would drop by when he was pretty sure the Leafs were about to get eliminated, and he'd drop something off, and he's like, we advertise this as 11%. It's not 11. Like it's going to be significantly more. Like, really, you think that's what I need in that moment? It probably is what I need in that moment.
You do. It's pain
Right.
and suffering meds.
Some of them, I don't even know if they ever went, like, were sold, or if they were just evil experiments he was doing in the brewery and sending over to me on those nights. But yeah, at some point, it stops being a beer and starts being a malt liquor or something, a barley wine.
I think what we should do, because I also like Ian.
Yeah.
He's a good lad.
Good dude.
His wife Sarah's much lovelier than he is, but
Well, apparently
Both
she's
is
the
a-
brains behind the whole pizza expansion they got going on over there, right? Yeah.
both of them are lovely people.
Yeah.
I think what we need to do, and I'll, you or I, or both of us can reach out and say, hey, listen, why don't we do a podcast at their brewery?
Yeah.
Think of something fun we can talk about, you know, that's uplifting and
So not the
inspiring
Leafs.
to, right? Or the state of the industry for
Sure,
craft
yeah,
beer.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
something, let's talk about the miracle of pizza and beer.
Yeah.
And this way we get like some free beer and food out of it. But let's, because I haven't seen it. So normally last year I had a concussion.
I remember.
So and then
You have been in rough shape, man. Like between crashing your bike and busting up your hand and then there was a concussion. Did you not go down on the ice recently?
Yeah, it's just, so I reconcussed myself in February after I
You're a hurting
concussed
unit
myself
here, man.
in May.
Yeah.
It's been the head recovery's been a long struggle.
This is why he's been talking about gummy bears on the podcast.
I've been lots of gummies.
Have to try some different things.
I'm getting surgery on my hand to repair my thumb, so I have a workable thumb on my dominant hand in September from the original crash that gave me my first concussion.
Yeah.
But okay, let's talk about something positive.
Yeah.
Let's get to Whippersnapper, because I used to go to Whippersnapper a lot. I would ride out there on Sundays, or
your
whenever
bike?
I had some free time.
It's fucking far, man.
I'd ride my bike, and I would go and hang out with Ian. He was always a
Cool if I
lovely
get on
host.
behind you and wrap my arms around you.
And we've had Christmas parties together.
Yeah.
Like we've hosted Christmas parties, and
they're
for all of
good
our
people over
staff.
there,
And, I would love to get out and hang out with Ian and Sarah again.
Mm-hmm.
even on some bike rides, I've crossed paths with Ian and Sarah when they're on like a ride together in the morning.
Okay.
So I'm back on the bike again.
Yep.
Riding very
Crazy
cautiously.
fucker. Yeah.
I've wrapped my head in, insulation.
Bubble wrap.
Yeah. So I'm getting out again.
Good, man.
It's just, you can't, it's very hard to maintain this level of, beauty.
Dad bodness.
Right? If you're not doing some physical activity and you want to brewery.
Yeah.
So we should set something up where
That'd
we
be
go out
fun.
and hang out with Ian and Sarah. And
Yeah.
I'll push them on something, and then we can sort of all kind of brainstorm what would be
Yeah, I got a mobile kit. Like we could set up shop out there and
that'd be good.
eat a little something, drink a little something.
Maybe
Drink a
the
few
episode
somethings.
will be is like breweries we miss, breweries we don't miss.
Oh yeah.
Make it a little scandalous. Like, who don't we like? Glad they're gone. They're terrible. Which would be no one, because I loved everybody.
I know you're a community guy. I want to talk to you a little bit more about that because I know there's just this weekend some community events coming up, but I think we got one more beer to sample here on this episode. We'll dive back in here. What is the third one where you mentioned earlier, new and improved? Tell us about it, man.
This is our OPA IPA.
Opa.
In this, so Nita Beer is now in its 11th year. This was the second beer we ever brewed. And it came about halfway through our first year.
What was the first?
Our 1012 Blonde Ale.
As the 1012, okay.
It was a 1012.
Yep.
And originally we used like Centennial, Cascades, Chinook, and Citra hops. And, before things got so tense
Yes.
with the Americans.
Mm-hmm.
We were buying, a lot of our hops from the United States.
Yep.
Only and largely because Canada really didn't have a hop industry as we do now.
Right.
So the nice thing is now, like, we can get all of our hops for the majority of our beers, especially a lot of our staple beers, from Quebec and Ontario hop farms, and support them rather than United States.
Right. I think you said this one, the OPA, is now up to 95% Canadian,
Yeah.
and the 5 is coming out of the United Kingdom, not the
Yeah.
United States.
So there's
nice swap.
we've got yeast coming from Ireland. We've got brewing aids coming from Britain.
What is that? What does that mean?
A brewing aid. So things like yeast food. So we have a thing called Yeast X, which is basically, and everybody tells me, especially like the people I brew, it's like, oh, yeast is so expensive. Just use zinc. And I'm like, well,
Okay.
I like the idea of using Yeast X because what Yeast X is dead yeast.
Okay.
So all the
X-yeast.
zinc that they consume in their life before they die is in them. And so I'm basically just using yeast to feed yeast. Those little
Oh,
cannibals.
it's cannibalistic.
You little cannibals.
That's
and
the
then
name of the next beer. It's the
There are a few
Cannibal.
brewing grains that come from Germany. So when I use specialty malts, I generally will use German malts. And it makes up a very small percentage of all the grains that go into the beer.
Mm-hmm.
All the base malts that go into our beers are Canadian. And all the hops now are Canadian. So it's a lot of the little fringy, like smaller ingredients that go in there that make up that 5% that are non-Canadian.
right.
And, but sometimes I am using Canadian yeast if it's the appropriate one. Like there's some good labs. There's Escarpment Labs out in Hamilton or whatever, my hometown. Every once in a while, like we'll pull them in for a fun specialty brew and stuff like that. But I'm happy to say that we've eliminated all American content from not just our beers, but we also have a brew pub. So from our restaurant. So
Okay.
everything that goes into the Nita Beer Brewery Brew Pub, zero American.
And that's just where we're at this point. This is what people want, and this is the way the Americans want to play it. I referenced here before we fired up our third beer here about you being fairly community-minded, and we've talked about this every time you've been in here because I'm fascinated by your dedication to it, and you've got more of it on the table right now. You got a couple things coming up just this weekend, I believe.
Yeah, so one of our business partners over at Wooltime, they wanted to host a what they call Pints and Pearl.
You had me at Pints.
It's they're hosting that on June 13th on our patio, and weather permitting, and maybe actually the weather looks great.
Yeah.
I've been looking at that because June 13th is actually my birthday. So if any of the listeners or would like to send me, like, I love gifts,
Sexy photos.
Yeah, sexy photos.
I'll be sending mine.
Woo! It's just, what, well wishes are all I need.
Mine's just a week later.
I've got a lot of what I need
You and I,
already
man.
at the brewery. Beer.
June babies.
Yeah.
That's right. So that's Saturday at the brewery.
But
what time is that?
That is from, I do believe, noon until 5 p.m.
Okay.
And then the other event that we have going on, which is a lot of fun, is just down Colonnade, just off of Colonnade on Concourse Way, is a small business called Beer Grains. They support home brewers. The proprietor Trevor, lovely gentleman, approached me, and we've been kind of like supporting each other the best that we can because we're neighbors.
Yeah.
He generally will bring ingredients in on my big orders so he can save on shipping and get some price breaks and stuff.
Sure.
And I'm happy to do it because I came from home brewing myself.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to support that initiative. He's having a brew day in the Capitol, which is, I believe, is 10 a.m. till 2 p.m.
I believe that's
hosting.
correct. Yeah.
He's having a barbecue. We're gonna pull some pints. I'll be there briefly, but one of my good buddies, Andre, is gonna be running the beer tent.
Nice.
Because Saturday's my birthday, so
I want to leave that guy in charge. I've met Andre. No, I hear you. Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Now that's cool. So that's going to be sort of a learn to brew kind of situation, or
it's more like I think a customer appreciation.
Okay.
Access to information. Like I figure I'm gonna go set it up, let Andre pour. I'll hang around for a little bit, answer questions. Talk to homebrewers and stuff. I would say when you talk to homebrewers, and it's not so much me imparting any knowledge they don't already have, it's having some interesting conversations and asking them, what are you doing right now? Because homebrewers have that kind of flexibility to do really creative stuff.
Yeah.
Infusing things with things you would never thought to have infused beer with, and it's okay, what are you up to and how'd you do that? So I suspect that, I may be able to answer some questions, but I suspect that there's an opportunity there for me.
Sure. To learn a few things.
To learn something about some fun stuff and get some inspiration, right? So it's we'll be there pouring beers. I'll be drinking beers for a bit and then harvesting the minds of some of Ottawa's better craft brewers and or home brewers that make great beer, and see where I can go from there and not get sued for copyright infringement.
Just as before we wrap things up, let's circle all the way back to the Father's Day pack you've got going on here. It is the pineapple sour. It's the was formerly called Five Fingers, will now be called Fat Fozzie.
Fat Fozzie.
I like that.
Yeah.
The OPA, and what was the fourth one here?
The 1012 Blonde Ale.
1012 Blonde. It's got new art. Can you tell me about it? Oh, who came up with the art? Was that on their end? Was that on your end?
So the artwork was done by the marketing team on Parliament Hill. I'm hoping I get this right. I believe that
we will have pictures of it here on our social media.
I think it was Philip Edmond.
Sure,
was the actual artist who did the labels, and I think the other guy was I don't remember his last name. I think it was Mark. He was a good lad.
And so, is it themed after Father's Day? Is it themed after the beer names? What's the
It's themed after
I think it's sitting on the table there. I could have.
the Speaker of the House. So the 4 beers, and they're really fun, and the artwork's fantastic. So and I will share some artwork with you if you don't take some of your own.
We will.
But it's really well done. The labels turned out pretty pimp. So we've got the Mace, who would be the Mace for the Speaker.
Right?
I'm not sure exactly what the historical
No, that's okay. These are all Parliament-themed
the
items.
sword that I understand the sword, because the sword is for the Sergeant of Arms.
Yeah.
Who is, I guess, he's the protector guy.
Yeah.
And then you have the Clerk, which is, I think, the tricorn, which is the hat.
Okay.
That's on the label. It's very fancy. It's like a 3 points on the hat.
Right.
It looks very like Buccaneer almost. And then you have the Gargoyle. And the Gargoyle is for the Chief of Staff for the Speaker of the House.
Okay.
They're all very beautiful labels. We printed them in-house at the brewery. And it was crazy. Like, I'm going to tell people in the future, like, don't have black backgrounds on your labels. I went through.
It's a live and learn world, folks.
It's when you set your printer to like the highest quality of print resolution, and you're the color black.
Yeah.
Which is not really color, it's the absence of color.
But it's your printer has to put the black
ink on there.
Yes.
I've gone through 4 cartridges. But all the other colors.
This is why the TCA beer went on clear wrap. That's why you did it.
Right?
Like, not wasting any of this on these fucking guys.
Saving some bucks. I thought a silver can pop would be good.
It did look nice, but yeah.
But it's when the can started to sweat a little bit,
yeah,
and then the glue started to show, I was like, oh, that's not what I wanted. So the next time I do this, you can actually get like silver labels.
Oh, okay. So you don't actually have to print the
clear. Clear. That was, you live and learn.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I live and learn every day. At 28 years old.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm living and learning.
So you're going to have them not for long at the brewery. These are going to be super limited edition.
Very, very.
For you to get the Parliament Hill edition.
Very limited.
Pack, yeah.
I think what we're going to end up doing is doing 2 cases of each of the beers. So we're going to limit it to maybe like 48 mix packs available. Just because we don't want to take thunder away from what Parliament's doing. And the thing I think that listeners need to realize is that it's very unique, and that the only way you can get these beers is if you're a member of Parliament, or an employee of Parliament, or if you're
knocking on the door at Nita at 9 a.m.
And get one of those 48 packs that are available. So it's fun. It'll be fun.
It is fun, man. Especially heading up to Father's Day. Like you said, it's a nice kind of if you're I got a dad who likes beer. I can't imagine I'm the only one who's got a dad who likes beer. Like, this is a nice little gift that you can and like you said, there's going to be add-ons on Monday morning if you visit nitabeer.com, and you can kind of add some coffee. You could add a hat. Like, there's going to be some.
It's going to be some good shit.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, like, I'm a dad.
Yeah.
But I own a brewery.
Yeah.
What do you think my kids should get me?
Some more bubble wrap for the inside of your helmet.
That's it. Or some Uber coupons or something.
Well, your kids are driving age now. I think they should just be some IOU pickups.
They drop me off. They drop me off. They're picking me up.
That's what it should look like. Because you got beat up here over the last year or 18 months, man. You've taken a beating, but
it's a tough one.
Yeah,
I aged. I feel like I've aged.
Yeah,
in that year,
it happens, right?
But I'm bouncing back.
Okay. I'm curious, just as we wrap here, you gonna get into the World Cup at all? being hosted a little bit here in North America? Do you care at all? Or are you normally a soccer guy?
So one of the things I'm worried about is broadcasting those events at the brewery, and it's
I've heard FIFA's kind of shitty about it.
Yeah, so what we've said is that our brewery is open for people who want to stream. So we've had customers come into so we watched the
Mexico South Africa game.
It looks like when I left anyway, Mexico was winning. So
right, that was the first game of the tournament. Started here on Thursday.
Let's go Mexico.
Sure.
I'm also rooting for Bosnia
against Canada. That's the first game on Canada's first game on Friday.
I feel like in terms of like geopolitics, Bosnia's had a real
they've been
rough
through
go.
some shit.
I'd like to see them play well, perform well, do well.
I'd like to see them lose to Canada and then beat, then run the table. Go from there. You can be fine from there.
Okay, that's fair. So I just want everybody to do well.
But tell me about this from an owner's perspective. Like, you got a nice big TV in there. Is it like you have to have a license to show the game, or what's the story?
I think so anytime you're broadcasting anything in your establishment, right, you have to, like, for music or for television,
you've shown Sens playoff games in there.
You have to subscribe, and you actually pay a premium for it, right? So we haven't paid for it. I mean, we're a small venue.
Yep.
Like, I think we've got we're licensed for 25 seats inside and 30 seats outside. So there's the value proposition's not there.
No.
Right? So what we've done is we just kind of allow people to connect to our Amazon or connect to our Apple or whatever, and just, if you want to broadcast and you want to break your licensing agreement, and I don't know anything about it, I'm
so
not there.
shit that they do that, man. Like, to just local pubs, because it's not like you're next door to BMO Field in Toronto and might be taking ticket buyers away. Like, if you're going to have the World Cup partially played in Canada, you're going to have one game for Canada in Toronto and two in Vancouver. Like, if you live in Halifax, there was no real chance you were buying tickets and going. Like that, I know some people do. I
get it as a business owner. And I'm not making excuses for anybody, but I'll say this. If you have a product that people want to watch, or consume. Let's call it a consumption of something, right?
Because you make a product I consume.
Right?
I've already consumed it.
You've created a product that people consume. And you're sharing that, in your establishment so that you can increase your sales, but they're not getting a piece of that. I get that.
But FIFA has sold the rights in Canada to Bell Media, right? And they get to show it on TSN or on Crave or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a limit. There's got to be a cutoff somewhere. Like TD Place here, the football field for the Red Blacks, can't just go, we've bought our Crave subscription for the month, and now we're going to put it on our big screen for 40,000 people. But if you, as a bar owner, a pub owner, a brewery owner, with, like you said, 25 seats indoors or whatever it might be, have paid for TSN or for Crave or whatever, like, at some point, there's got to be a cutoff there that goes, like, we want this shown. We want people to watch. We want people to see our ads, right? And if they want to get together at a brewery to watch it, I don't know what that number is, but there's got to be a sensible number somewhere. Anyway, I'm just curious. I'm oddly invested as somebody who doesn't watch much soccer. The World Cup being in Canada is wild.
I'm not opposed to just regular Canadian citizens streaming it. At however they can. At a reasonable price.
Mm-hmm.
Because FIFA gave somebody a stupid piece award they didn't deserve. So do I like FIFA?
The FIFA Peace Award. That's
I think
a real thing.
When you take the knee to something like that, I'm like, and that's the reason I'm not paying to bring it into my brewery.
Right.
Is because I don't believe in you as an institution.
No, FIFA's evil.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So it's for me. I'm not going to support that. I don't want any of my personal money or my brewery money going to that institution.
Fair enough.
Because that was a bit ridiculous.
100%. We'll wrap it up here, man. This has been beautiful as always. We got the 2 porters, the new and improved, I can confirm, OPA, and the Father's Day pack. Going to be super limited edition. You said it'll go up on the website by Monday.
Yeah.
If someone was to stumble in on Friday afternoon, could they already grab it in person, or will it all happen Monday?
We'll do the pre-orders on Monday.
Okay.
The only reason is that I should be able to regulate. If somebody stumbles in on Monday when we're closed, they might be disappointed. But if they stumble in Tuesday,
yes, okay,
I can pull it together.
Right. Okay, so we will link to that in the show notes. It is cool. It's a cool idea for Father's Day, and it gives you that. Oh, the art's a little different. I'm one of those government bigwigs for 4 beers anyway.
It's collectors.
This
edition.
is it. That's the way we just talked about the 4 TCA beers I got left. Like, just drink them, you asshole. I'm like, no, I'm there for a special occasion. This has a similar feel, right? So, Andy, I appreciate it, man. As always, thanks for coming in. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for the pints. As always,
my pleasure. Like, is tonight one of those special occasions where we drink a TCA beer?
Yeah, it probably is, but not till the mics are off.
I put you on the spot.
No, I think we're going to do that. I'm just worried about what an extra 10% beer does to me on the back end of this.
We split it.
There we go. We split it. Yeah. You and I, 2 straws, 1 beer. It'll be so sweet. Look for that picture, too, on our Instagram. We are back on Monday. Links to everything we've talked about here from the Nita Beer Company will be in the show notes of this episode, so check that out at tallcanaudio.com or wherever you're hearing me right now. The Nita Beer Company is at nitabeer.com, and we'll link to their socials as well, and they're at 190 Colonnade Road. So check it out. Highly recommend. We'll talk to you all on Monday. Have a great weekend.